What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Chopper channel, coming to you with a Friday end-of-week edition of MLB Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me, and this video goes a long way for you. That way you become apprised of our great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. Especially great content when it comes to the shorts, because Lindy's long balls has been absurd. Home run, home run, home run. And then today, 2 home runs to start off the day, with 2 more still going. Adley Rutschman and Mr. Freddie Freeman, who was kind of a buy low spot there. Plus 430 got ridiculous. I know he's been cold, but it is what it is. But I guess I've kind of been pushing off something all week that I knew was happening. It's not my favorite thing in the entire world, but we are going to be saying goodbye at the end of this program to Producer Jacob. Producer Jacob has been the best of teammates on this program for almost 3 years, 2.5 years that we've been together. He is going to be taking off. He has big things going out in New York, and he's going to be doing some awesome things out in Vegas. He's been doing it alongside this program for a long time. I'll let him tell you what he's up to in the video description box below, or in the comment section below if he wants to. But overall, I wanted to bring him on because I don't know. He's made random guest appearances from time to time, but he has to get some love here at the beginning of our program. For those who don't know, that is Producer Jacob. He is one of my favorite people, and we're going to bid him adieu and make this a self-produced production going forward. There will never be another producer on Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks, but just say goodbye to the people, because I, for one, know how much I am going to miss you.
Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks is a damn fine show and worth fighting for.
All right, get the fuck out of here. Anyway, guys, that is Producer Jacob. He's the absolute best. Give him some love in the comment section below. I can't tell you how much he means to me and what he's meant to being able to do this show day in, day out, not have to think about graphics, not have to think about editing, things of that nature. But he's got big things going on. He is on the up and up. He's a young climber, and boy, oh boy, am I proud of him. So say goodbye to Producer Jacob. I will still be in touch with him, and I'm sure you will find him over on the interwebs as well, because I'm going to give him some love tomorrow. That is for sure. But for the last time, I'm going to say it from the intro. We got MLB, 15 MLB games to get to. Producer Jacob, let's get to the pick. Yeah, all right. Well, now I'm emotional. We got to figure out how to do the rest of the show. F it, we'll do it live. We got PCA and Cal Raleigh. Looks like good hitting weather. Also, I don't know why my head is so big today. My head is especially big today. I had tacos for lunch, so maybe that's part of it. But PCA and Cal Raleigh are in the same baseball game, which means my interest is piqued, because PCA, one of the 2 home runs, plus 650. It got up to plus 650 for PCA to hit a homer. And then we got Cal Raleigh, who will not be remotely close to that. But both of them, it's an advantageous weather spot here, and I do think you're going to want to pay closer attention as we get to first pitch, because George Kirby giving up crazy contact, and he's not somebody who's going to go out and get as much swing as miss as we've seen here. 27.3% K rate, but a lot of that buoyed by the right-handed Los Angeles Angels bats. Yeah, that's not going to be sustainable going forward. And Matthew Boyd's really, really good. That's the reason that I'm not completely in love with Cal from the right side. We've been betting Cal a lot from the left side, from the switch hitting left side against Matthew Boyd. We'll pay attention to the weather. I'm very curious to see where books drop those numbers. Texas money line is up next, and we got Jacob deGrom going up against this Burrows character, this Mike Burrows character. Not Bubba Chandler like I want it to be. Anybody else playing Dynasty still? No, just me. Cool. Mike Burrows, 44.8% hard hit, 260 expected batting average. Not pretty, but he's got strikeout stuff, 25% K rate. He is still like a pretty decent enough prospect, and I do like what I see from the change and slider. So the change-up slider combination is going to get swing and miss. And Texas, man, you just can't trust them in any capacity, and that's the main reason I'm not going to trust them. Jacob deGrom, probably the unluckiest pitcher in baseball history when it comes to just like getting runs to back you. Carpenter and Green, this is like so obvious. It's kind of painful. Shane Baz, he's had a couple of good road starts here, but whenever he's been in Tampa, he's giving up power. And we have a responsibility. Yeah, Spider-Man, I'll tie it together. 411 expected slugging, 42% hard hit, nearly 10-degree launch angle. To bet some of these high-flying dudes here. And we got a back-to-back, which is the main reason that I'm not going to like Hulk slam this or anything. Plus, I'm very curious to see where books drop Carpenter specifically, because we've seen some inside of plus 300 numbers that didn't make sense to me, even in ballparks like St. Louis. And you can find, we're not going to do that today. I'm not in the mood. Addison Barger, 2+ bases. That is definitely something to be paying attention to, friends. The White Sox, yeah, I get it. Barger only gets the 1 total base there. Didn't end up on the main card. It ended up being a really nuke number. I still played it because I don't want the video people to feel left out. And obviously that is one of those things. Overall, Addison Barger, though, is just in fuego. And he's batting second against lefties and righties. And this is going to be a righty that we get in Dean Martin. I said just Dean Martin. It's Davis Martin, but I wish it were Dean Martin. That'd be a good story. 2+ bases for him yet again. Anything inside of -120 going to be pretty doable. The Atlanta Braves on the run line. Let me see your run line. That's creepy. I don't know why I did that, but we got Junk. No, that's actually his name, Jansen Junk. I know him once upon a time because he's kind of bounced around a little bit here. The Milwaukee Brewers gave him a spin on the turnstile. Why am I describing it that way? That's really, really strange. Not really who I am. So there's that. Oh, the Los Angeles Angels. That was the other team that I was trying to remember whom else he ended up playing for. And that would be the other one, Jansen Junk. He's got a pretty junk repertoire. He can make it work from time to time. Trim down on the walks to some extent, but Atlanta on the run line is going to look pretty darn good as long as they don't have an absolute nobody showing up on the mound for that one. Curious who ends up getting the start there, and I've ran it with a couple of different AAA guys. It's not going to be pretty, but overall, I think there's enough run prevention there where you can get behind it. Atlanta's going to be the chosen path. Wheeler, 8Ks. We don't have a number officially out for Wheeler yet, which is a little bit annoying. That's because they're finishing up their game. I mean, we've got the NBA game going on right now. We've got so much other stuff. I mean, the 2 evening games have not started here as of recording this right now, but Zach Wheeler, 8Ks. This is definitely one that I think you want to get down with your bad self. I think there's like ladder potential up to 10 here. The Mets, pretty strikeout immune. However, I ended up on over 6.5 strikeouts for Strider. He ends up getting to 7 there through 5 innings. So that was very, very useful to everybody involved in the premium Discord. Plus, strikeout props weren't good the last 2 days. Now, I just hit everything, apparently. You put $1 and get a car, put $1 and get a car. I'm also in the under 4.5 strikeouts. Let me see if he's actually there yet for Clay Holmes. Oh, good. This is going to be very freaky. He's at 4 strikeouts, so I need him to get pulled at this point in time. 85 pitches. Maybe he gets pulled here. There's 2 on, only 1 out. Matt Olson at the plate. Pay attention. Pay attention. Anyway, we've got one more thing of slides to the left. Slide to the right. He's not going to miss me talking like that. Mizorowski, K-ladder against my Minnesota Twins. Yes, this is the 100-mile-per-hour flamethrower where we cashed the over on his strikeouts on this program and in the premium Discord. First time around, he ends up getting the rain stuff. Let the rain fall down. They sent out Freddie Peralta to die, but I'm appreciative of it because it just made PCA an easier back. He goes yard in his first plate appearance. No big deal. But then Caglianon. How about this dude? Double dong right out of the bat. It comes in bunches for these young guys. 21 years of age. Gets off the schneid with back-to-back. Well, there's one plate appearance in between. But Jack Caglianon gets yard twice in Texas. And now he goes to Petco, which has been a little bit more homer-friendly. However, not this season relative to last year. It depends what sample size you're utilizing. Not sure what's going on, but more of it has to do, I think, just with San Diego's power playing down this year. And maybe we don't see that influx of power that we did once upon a time. I don't know. Is Tatis hurt? What's going on with that guy? And also, their manager should shut his mouth because Andy Pajes is very good at baseball. Nick Kurtz getting an opportunity against Tanner Bybee. This could be very fun. Anything better than plus 450, I'm probably going to end up betting on Nick Kurtz because he has crazy power for days. We've now seen it multiple times. And Tanner Bybee, he doesn't get swing and miss. Sub 20% K rates against Nick Kurtz in this AAA ballpark in Sacramento in 90-plus degree weather. It's going to look really, really nice come sweet summertime. I guess we are in summertime. And rounding out the lean category before we get to our, well, there's 2 lean likes because one I haven't bet yet. There's 5 total plays. 5 total plays coming up in the like section. But Washington plus 1.5 is the closest of all the leans to being like an auto play here because Mackenzie Gore versus Clayton Kershaw once upon a time would look like a mismatch. Not no mo. Clayton Kershaw, this version of him has not been very suitable for the Dodgers. 50+% hard hit, 16-degree launch angle, 17.4% K rate. None of that is good. Now, he's still old man at the Y type pitching around it. Mackenzie Gore is just coming out and attacking. He looks great in terms of the strikeout stuff. Needs to keep it at bay. If it weren't the Dodgers, this would be an auto play at plus money here on the Washington side. But we're going to take it easy. Take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. But check out the premium Discord. That's lovely. I'll sing the Eagles for you. Lindy, 5 friends, $5 for your first week down at the link below. Still less than $1 a day to come kick it and click it a ticket. Let's see, seatbelt fastened, trunk rattling, the tube. Yeah, you know how it goes. Anyway, Lindy, 5 friends, $5 for your first week. Would love to have you there. Tons of new faces, great places. South Dakota, that's our license plate. But now, Lindy, $5 a day keeps the bad bets away, I suppose. Unless it was like, I don't know. You got a pretty good chance of finding some success in the premium Discord over the last month, friends. It's been dynamite. Would love to see you there. Alrighty, to the likes we go. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. If not for me, for producer Jacob on the way. Here we go. Oh, this is going to be brutal. Baltimore +1.5 taking on the Yankees. Yankees win. Well, I hope they win here, and I hope they win by 2 because that's really what I'm targeting. I was going to put it in the lean category, but then I got one opening number from FanDuel. -108. I was basically thinking this was going to be -120 at open on the run line. We're talking a ton of mismatches here. We've got Max Fried going up against a lefty-laden Baltimore Orioles lineup that's going to have to roll out Kobe Mayo, going to have to roll out Ramon Urias, going to have to roll out Dylan Carlson, who's actually been pretty functional, I guess, just getting on base against left-handed pitching. But Max Fried's been nails. Only a 24% K rate, and I say only because that's above league average, but not like elite pitcher K rate type stuff. But his run prevention is awesome. 300 xWOBA, 5.4% walk rate, and wouldn't you know it, 1.90 ERA that comes along with it, although there is negative regression there, 3.35 expected ERA. But Tomoyuki Sagano, best of luck to you here, my dear friend. 14% K rate with the power that exists in this Yankees lineup. It's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. Pay attention to the rain. But the Yankees are definitely the chosen side here. I will bet this at anything up to the -120. And obviously, now we got the FanDuel opening number. Lean like Yankees, -1.5 next up. Cincy taking on St. Louis. Someday, yeah, others just smoking all day. Cincy, St. Louis, yeah. There's 9s. 9, like it's German, but there's an 8.5. There's actually multiple 8.5 still at -120. And that half run is so unbelievably valuable. And why is that? Because, well, I want 5-4 going my direction. I want 6-3 going my direction. I don't want the pushes in those kind of cases. And it's worth 15 cents, 20 cents kind of as we're looking across the board for it. It's very much worth it because think about baseball. There's only so many range of outcomes. 1-0 is the lowest that any game could ever possibly be. And there's an unlimited range to the right. Now, there's obviously a majority of the games that are going to fall within that bottom range, but it slides as you're looking at weather extremities in St. Louis. Well, this might be our first glimpse at summer weather, humidity in St. Louis. Looks pretty darn good to me. And since you really never know what you're going to get, they're the Forrest Gump chocolates of baseball. You just really never know. But boy, oh boy, am I happy to be taking an over of 8.5 here because it just makes all the sense in all the land. You're getting absolute nobodies in he's working clay. He's Brady Singer going up against Andre Palante, who gives up crazy amounts of base hits, 277 expected batting average. Yeah, it's ground ball contact, but I expect the ball to be coming off the bats hard on the Cincinnati side. Over 8.5 next game. Arizona going to Coors Field. We know what that means. Yeah, runs probably in our future, but I want to point out Colorado because they had like single-digit wins 2 weeks ago, and they're starting to string together games. Now, it's not even winning all of the games, but I mean, they almost swept Washington until James Wood goes double dong central in extras. They go from down 1 to losing by 1, or sorry, up 1 to losing by 1 in one swing of the bat. But overall, Colorado has been far more competent because of a couple of things. One, Michael Toglia got sent down to AAA. They brought up Keston Hiura just to hang out and have a cup of coffee, but Toglia was able to revamp some stuff, and I really liked what I saw from him. Didn't even go yard in that first game back, but I liked his plate appearances, and not striking out is a big thing for him. I think there's also, you have Hunter Goodman, who's actually in consideration, I think, to be to be the catcher in the National League. Will Smith is going to be your starting catcher, but Hunter Goodman's probably the guy who deserves to be the Rockies representative at this point. 17.8 degree launch angle, 51.5% hard hit. Ryan McMahon starting to have signs of life with his 486 expected slugging. 363 xWOBA looks lovely, fantastical, and things of that nature. But like, I think the top of this lineup is far more functional. Plus, you get Tyler Freeman to set the table. You get Mickey Moniak, who's been really good against righties. And once you know it, Zach Gallen's been a negative in terms of pitching this season. It's brutal. He used to be one of my guys. But I'm getting plus money on plus 1.5 Colorado. There's actually some plus twos, depending on like what you're looking at. There's some offshore stuff that's kind of weird to me. But Colorado plus 1.5 plus money is just too good to pass up. And Austin Gumber, I think he can survive being a lefty up against Arizona. You got to avoid Suarez. You got to avoid some of these other dudes that are just on another planet. Pavin Smith will not be at the top of this lineup like he was against Kevin Gausman, but he's goated. Plus 800. We cashed that ticket in the premium Discord and for free over on X at Lindquist. That's where you follow me. All righty, y'all. 2 more plays to go. We continue on. We have 2 more plays for producer Jacob. And once you know it, one of them is going to be a home run. The other one is going to be a home run. That's the only way. He's a home run producer. He was one of the best coworkers you could ever ask for. So why will we not send him off in style? Well, you say Kikuchi, I say Kakachi. Sorry, you say Kikuchi is on the mound here. And there are some splits that I find to be pretty fascinating with him. If you go through Fangraphs and you take your time, and you should take your time, we've got ourselves a 1.29 home run per 9 for him up against righties. Against lefties, 0. He's yet to give up a home run against lefties all season. The problem is there are 0 lefties ever in the Houston Astros lineup. That creates what the kids would call a disaster. It's a disaster for Kikuchi. And now you are going to get warmer weather in Anaheim, and you're going to get a whole lot of righties coming to the table here. And again, he's been very good against lefties. There are 0 of them in this lineup. 4.92 xFIP against righties, that is, on the season. A 1.55 whip, and once again, that home run rate that actually shows up. So who could we potentially go to here that's going to be valuable? Well, Cam Smith goes yard a million times in Sacramento. That doesn't help us out very much. And then you've got Jose Altuve, whose hard hit is just an absolute stone cold disaster. I have no idea how he keeps doing it. He can't keep getting away with it. I guess you could run across home like that. Real ones know what I'm talking about. But we got Isaac Paredes. Isaac Paredes is definitely going to be my guy here. Extreme pull hitter. Not as advantageous righty power in this Anaheim ballpark as lefty power, where you get the shorter portion. The line got lowered because Shohei Ohtani's existence once upon a time there. But I still think Mike Trout's had a pretty good career there. It's still a hitter's park for righties, and you have a launching pad in Kikuchi coming your way. So Isaac Paredes, to keep batting second, lean like. It's not official. The other one's official because that one actually had a market for it already, which I was surprised by. But I guess San Francisco had the earlier game yesterday. Houston's playing tonight. I guess it makes sense how it all worked out. Let's get to it, shall we? Last play for producer Jacob. It's only right that there's a change. There's been a change when it comes to San Francisco. I think we all know what that is. And you know what? A change in landscape or a change in color behind you on this creepy possessed by Satan light that I have going right now, well, it's not necessarily a bad thing. And so we're going to talk about that. Boston Red Sox in San Francisco. Are people going to be paying attention to this one? I bet they are. We're all going to be watching the same thing. And I don't even care that it's the squares play in the history of square plays. It's advantageous. Rafael Devers gets to go up against Boston and Hunter Dobbins. I think he cares. I think he's locked in. Also, he did say he would be willing to play first base. So nice finagling there by the old Red Sox, trying to make it seem as though, the back half of this is not going to look as good. You can't play defense in other positions. They just kind of put a lot of hype behind him in order to move him and not have the fan base try to kill them. But Boston Red Sox fans are still going to be a fan of Rafael Devers going forward. But I think we're going to see his first homer in a San Francisco Giants uniform over McCovey Cove. I'm calling it first at bat against Hunter Dobbins with a 44% hard hit, 448 expected slugging. And wind always blows out there. It's not going to ever affect the ball there whatsoever. We have a little bit warmer than normal temperatures at first pitch. So San Francisco, a little bit warmer. Again, it's never that warm. Mark Twain said it best. The coldest winter I ever spent was a summer in San Francisco. It makes sense if you've ever been to the marina there. But Devers, home run, anything better than plus 380, which is obviously already the case. So bet it. I did. You should too. And that does it for the final producer Jacob edition of MLB Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell as we get out of here. You don't even have to go to the comment section and let me know your favorite plays. I'd rather you went to the comment section and said goodbye to this fellow. Producer Jacob is off to bigger, better things. He's got all of his amazing, amazing producer life ahead of him, but cannot tell him thank you enough for being a huge part of this program, being accountable, being on time, being helpful, and overall dealing with me. So we don't wish that upon anybody. So I'm going to let you send us off, Producer Jacob.
Shout out to that 1 Brazilian bot. It's always the first commenter on the videos. And with that, good luck tomorrow in the MLB streets.